Everybody, good morning. So today's a discussion about an important and an interesting tool, which is RapidMiner. So let's start with that. So first of all, we'll talk about RapidMiner. Before going into that topic, we'll see the basics. What is RapidMiner and all? Okay. So first of all, RapidMiner, coming to this is a no-code development platform for data mining. So what is this tag that was given for RapidMiner? So a no-code development platform for data mining means what? What is data mining? What is no-code development platform? We'll get into that, and later we'll see what is RapidMiner. So first, getting into agenda. In this current module, we are going to discuss about introduction to RapidMiner and how to download and install RapidMiner, and also what are the features and interface, how is it going to look like, and how we use the data which is inbuiltly present or defaultly present in RapidMiner, and also EDA and data preprocessing. We'll see all of these topics in today's module. So first of all, coming into data mining. So what is data mining? Data mining is the process of finding interesting patterns and knowledge from large amount of data. For suppose, you can just imagine like there is a miner who is digging for precious minerals and all. So there is an information or data present which is in raw state. So we are taking that data, we are exploring that data, and we are about to find some interesting patterns in order to get some knowledge. So data mining is basically, it is the process to find interesting patterns from large amount of data. So what is this used for? Data mining, we will use it to process the data that initially has no meaning. You already done with a lot of data preprocessing and all of those things in Python and all. So you must have known when you receive raw data that is not properly present for analysis purpose. So what is this data mining useful for? So whatever the data which is having no meaning, we will convert that into useful information. So that is why sometimes this data mining is referred to as knowledge discovery in databases. So basically, data mining is useful to process the raw data in order to get useful information or knowledge. So that is why it is known as knowledge discovery in databases. So why do we have to do this data mining? Why is it important? So for suppose you have, imagine there is a puzzle pieces present. There is a massive collection of puzzle pieces present, but you don't know what picture they create. So when you just puzzle them together, you don't understand what that picture is. So what is data mining here? Data mining will help you put these pieces together to reveal the bigger picture, which means there is huge amount of data which is in raw state. Using the data mining process, we are going to convert that into useful information. But how we are going to convert this? There are a lot of different tasks present in data mining, which means what? The 5 tasks which represent fundamental techniques in data mining include: one is estimation, second one is forecasting, and third one is classification, clustering, and association. So what is each and everything? What are these techniques useful for? We don't have any idea about that, right? So let me give you some idea. Okay. For suppose, what is data mining in real life? Can we talk about few examples of this data mining means? Yes, we can talk about it. So for suppose, okay, most of you are familiar with Netflix, right? So when you watch some movies or shows on Netflix, so what happens? After few days, you will you will see some preferences, or according to your viewing history, it will recommend you some movies, right? So how is it happening there? So that is basically in the back end, it is nothing but data mining. What is this data mining? As I told, it is useful to find the interesting patterns. So according to your viewing history, whatever the movies or shows that you have watched before, and what is your preference, based on those patterns, the Netflix will recommend you, or it will give few preferences for you, that you have watched this content before, do you want to watch this? So that is nothing but an example of data mining. So data mining is useful to find the interesting patterns in large amount of data. In real life, I've told you one example, which is Netflix recommendations. And also, you are also very much familiar with online shopping, right? So maybe you have noticed So when you are searching for a product online, you will start seeing ads for that similar items. So how are you getting those ads? How are you getting those ads? That is also, which is nothing but data mining process. So that is because the website that you are using the online shopping for, it uses data mining for what? To track your browsing history. So based on that, you will get the ads for whatever the products that you have searched in online. So those are some of the examples in real time for data mining. So data mining is the process of finding interesting patterns from huge amounts of data, just like in Netflix when you get the recommendations according to your viewing history. And also in online shopping, based on your products that you have searched for, you will get some similar advertisements. Those are all nothing but the websites are using the data mining in the back end. Okay, so coming to the fundamental techniques, there are 5 techniques totally. First is estimation. What do you mean by estimation? What is estimation? So estimation is nothing but you are predicting some numerical values based on existing data. So based on the existing data, you are predicting some numerical values, which is nothing but estimation. So how can we say an example for estimation here? How can you say an example for estimation? For example, maybe there is a company which manufactures electronic gadgets. So there is a company which manufactures electronic gadgets. And what is their requirement here is they want to estimate the number of units that they will sell in the next quarter. So they want to estimate the number of units that they will sell in the next quarter, which means estimation is nothing but predicting the numerical values based on the existing data. What is it? Just give me a second. So I'll note it down here so that it will be easy for you. So there are 5 fundamental techniques basically. The first one we are talking about is estimation. Sorry, estimation. So what is estimation? As I told, estimation is nothing but we are predicting some numerical values. Okay. We are predicting some numerical values based on the existing data. So I've told you an example for this. There is a company that manufactures electronic gadgets and their requirement is they want to estimate or forecast. Okay, sorry. They want to estimate the number of units that they will sell in the next quarter. So how they will estimate or predict based on the existing historical data. That is nothing but estimation. So how this is useful for them? So based on the patterns they receive or estimation that they do, accordingly, they can plan their production and inventory. So every company will perform or use this data mining process for in some aspect. So within that, you will use different techniques. The first one that we have is estimation. So estimation is nothing but predicting the numerical values based on the existing or the available data. And the second one that we have is forecasting. So what is forecasting? When some companies or whatever the businesses go for forecasting, when suppose there is an online retail company or online retail store is present, they want to forecast the demand for a particular product. Like for suppose there is smartphones present. So for the upcoming holiday season, they want to forecast how much sales are going to be for that particular product. So forecasting is also similar to the estimation, but here it mainly focuses on predicting the future values. So in future, in the coming holiday season, how many smartphones are going to sell? That is nothing but forecasting. So it mainly focuses on predicting the future values, or we can also call it as trends. How it is going to forecast based on the historical data. So for suppose they will just search for the data which is already present, which is historical data. In the previous holiday season, how many smartphones were sold? So based on that, they will predict the future values in the upcoming holiday season, how many sales are going to happen for a particular product. This is also one of the technique present in data mining, which is forecasting. So coming to the third one, we have classification. The third one that we have Nikhil, stop it. So the third one that we have is classification. What is classification? What do you mean by classification? Classification is nothing but categorizing a data into some specific categories or classes. We can call it as, into some predefined classes or categories based on what? Based on their features or attributes. Based on their features or attributes. So how is it going to categorize? How is it going to categorize? So classification is another fundamental technique present in data mining. It is mainly useful for categorizing the data into different predefined classes or categories based on their features or attributes. For suppose, there is a bank. Imagine there is a bank present and they want to classify the loan applicants whether they are at low risk or high risk. Based on what they are going to categorize them. So there are two classes or categories present over here in this example. One is whether the loan applicant is at low risk. The one category is whether he's at low risk or high risk. Okay, what is low risk and high risk? Whether he's going to repay his loan or not. Based on that, we are dividing them into some predefined categories or classes. That is nothing but classification. So based on their credit history, their income, and other factors, will consider all of those features or attributes. Based on that, we are dividing the loan applicants into two defined classes. That is nothing but the technique called as classification. So estimation is predicting the numerical values based on the existing data, and forecasting is also similar to estimation, but here we mainly focus on predicting the future values based on historical data. And classification is nothing but categorizing the data into predefined classes based on some features. Here we have taken an example as the loan applicants are categorized into two different classes. One is low risk and one is high risk. Based on their credit history or based on their income or based on other factors, we are going to categorize them into different classes. This technique is called as classification. So these are the three techniques. And the next one that we have is clustering. You already heard about this word a lot of different times, I guess. So what is clustering? Clustering is nothing but, we can call it as a group. So clustering is nothing but grouping similar data together based on their characteristics or features. So what is nothing but grouping similar data? Characteristics of features. So, for example, let us take here another example like there is a marketing department present. So within which they want to categorize the customers based on their based on their purchasing behavior. Like some of the customers may be budget, like they buy or they shop according to their budget. Maybe I can group them under budget buyers. So grouping is nothing but, or clustering is nothing but, we are about to group similar data together based on some features. So here in my example, there is a store present. There is a marketing department who want to group the customers based on their purchasing behavior. Some customers will buy based on their budget, which I group them under budget buyers, which is nothing but one cluster. And also some are frequent buyers who will visit the store frequently. So I will group them together under frequent shoppers or frequent buyers. So grouping or clustering is nothing but grouping similar data together based on some features. So estimation, forecasting, classification, clustering, and the last fundamental technique of data mining that we have is association. So what is association? What is association? Here, we will discover, in the association, this is one of the other fundamental technique of data mining present. It involves discovering association or relationship. Here, association involves discovering association or relationship between different items or variables. You can call whatever you want. So between different items or variables in a data set. So how can we talk about association or relationship? How can we say an example for that? So maybe I can take an example of a grocery store. So what happened there? Here also I will talk about the customers only. So I want to find out the relationship. For suppose there is a particular customer present or a group of customers present. So their purchasing behavior is like, so whoever the customers buying bread, they are about to buy milk and eggs also. So based on the items present in the grocery store, I'm about to discover the relationship. So the customers who will buy bread, they mostly buy milk and eggs also. So that is nothing but association. So here, each and every fundamental technique in data mining is having a specific purpose, out of which we have discussed an example for every fundamental technique present. Estimation is nothing but predicting the numerical values, within which I have taken an example of a company that manufactures electronic gadgets. You can take any example you want. I'm telling you one example. You can talk about others also. So there is a company that manufactures electronic gadgets and they want to estimate the number of units that they will sell, which is a numerical value. That is nothing but estimation technique. And forecasting is nothing but based on the historical data, I'm going to predict the future values, which means, as I have told an example, there is an online retail store which is having a lot of different products. So I want to forecast what will be the sales value for smartphones in the coming holiday season. So based on my historical data, I'm going to forecast some future values. That is nothing but the technique forecasting. Coming to the third technique, classification. Here we are categorizing the data into different classes or predefined classes or categories based on the features or attributes. So here I have given you an example like there are loan applicants present in a bank and I want to categorize those applicants into two different classes based on their credit history, based on their income, whatever the factors that I consider, I'm going to categorize them into different classes. That is nothing but classification. Coming to the fourth one, clustering. Clustering here, we are grouping similar data together into a similar group or a cluster. So here I told you an example of customers who will buy based on their budget. I can categorize them into a similar group or cluster called as budget buyers. And there are some customers who will visit the shop frequently. I can group them or cluster them as frequent shoppers. And the last technique that we have is association. Association is useful to discover the relationship between different items in a data set. As I told, there is a grocery store present. So there some customers or most of the customers who are buying bread are about to buy milk and eggs also. This is the real-time example that we can take. So between those items in the data set or the grocery store, I'm about to discover the relationship, which is nothing but association. So why we are talking about this data mining? Because I have told you before getting into data mining, we have talked about RapidMiner, which is a no-code development platform for data mining. Before knowing that RapidMiner, we have to understand, first of all, what is rapid mining? Sorry, what is data mining? So data mining, I will tell you in simple 2 words or 2 sentences or 2 lines, whatever it is. So data mining here, we will use that different techniques present in data mining to find some interesting patterns from large amount of data. So why that is called as knowledge discovery in databases? Sometimes because the raw data which is not having any meaning will convert that into useful information. That is why we will call it sometimes as knowledge discovery in databases. So that is the simplest that we can understand about data mining. So data mining is the process of finding interesting patterns and knowledge from large amount of data. So what is this data mining useful for? I have told you a few examples. What do you think of the features or importance of this data mining? What do you think of it? So here, the first and foremost important point is finding interesting patterns and knowledge. So as we talked about, these data mining techniques are useful to find some patterns in the data. And also we can transform the raw data into useful information, which is called as knowledge. So that is why it is called as knowledge discovery in databases. And we have different techniques present, which we can use for various purposes. We will see each and everything clearly when we go into RapidMiner. So this is the basic introduction for rapid mining. Sorry, data mining. So now let's get into the next one, which is what are no-code development platform? What do you mean by no-code development platform? What do you mean by no-code development platform? As the name indicate, these are the platforms, are the tools which does not require any code to develop anything. So here you can see Python and R are the most popular programming languages for data mining at the moment. As we talked about before, you will do all the techniques of estimation, forecasting, all of those things using Python. You have idea about that. So in that, what is the requirement? You have to definitely write the code. So these are the most popular programming languages for data mining at the moment. But if you are short on time or if you're not familiar with Python, so some of you may not write the code in Python. So for such type of persons or people, you can definitely go for platforms called as no-code development platforms. So why can we go for no-code development platforms? Because here there is no need to write any code. So a no-code development platform enables us to perform data mining tasks with drag and drop interface. So you can see a lot of drag and drop interfaces in which you have studied the core set, which means you have seen Tableau or you have seen Power BI. So in that, we are not writing most of the code. So for columns or measures, you will write the code, but else everything is drag and drop interface only. So you will drag something and you will drop it and you will use it for your purpose. So a no-code development platform is nothing but a software tool which provides you a drag and drop interface. So it also enables us to develop data mining projects quickly without any coding. So as I talked about before, we know like any people who is not familiar with Python or any code, you can definitely go for these platforms to develop anything or perform data mining tasks. So here, developers and non-developers can also use these tools to practice rapid data mining development. So what is traditional development and what is no-code platform? So as I talked about no-code development platform, drag and drop interface, we have a lot of different tools present. Like Tableau is there. You will drag and drop your columns and measures that you want. In Power BI also, you will drag and drop your columns to create a chart or visualization. Just like that, you have a lot of different platforms, one of which is RapidMiner, which we are about to discuss. So RapidMiner is a no-code development platform for data mining. Why we gave that tag for that? So in this platform or this tool, we are not writing any code, but still we can perform all the fundamental techniques that we have discussed before. That is nothing but no-code development platform. So what is this no-code development platform useful for? As I told, these are the software tools or the software platforms that will allow users to create application or perform different data mining tasks without writing any code. So there is a drag and drop interface. So if you have idea about what to drag and what to drop, what are the different interface present in that particular tool, everybody can easily use those. So Python and R, those languages or programming languages require coding to write to perform tasks. But in these no-code development platform, there is no need to write any code. That is the use of no-code development platform. Okay. So as I talked about examples, you have RapidMiner, which is what we are going to discuss about. And apart from that, you have a lot of different tools also. Okay. So data mining is nothing but finding hidden treasure from a pile of information, which is from huge amount of data. We are drawing some meaningful insights or patterns. And these no-code development platform is nothing but these are the software platforms which do not require any code to perform any task. So these together consider as a tool which we are going to discuss, that is RapidMiner. So RapidMiner, we can call it as a no-code development platform for performing data mining tasks. Okay, we will see what is present next. So coming to the introduction of RapidMiner, what is RapidMiner? What is RapidMiner and how can we use it? So RapidMiner is a comprehensive data science platform with visual workflow design and full automation. So what is visual workflow design and full automation means? This means that instead of writing lines of code, you can create your process visually. So we will see in real time how we are going to do it in RapidMiner. So this is the just introduction of RapidMiner. So RapidMiner is a data science platform within which we have drag and drop interface. With the help of that, we can simply perform data analysis process without writing any code. That is nothing but visual workflow design and full automation. It means that we don't have to do the coding for data mining tasks. It is one of the most popular data science tools, and Altair, a leader in artificial intelligence and computational science, has bought RapidMiner. It is a top provider of advanced data analytics and machine learning software. Okay, and this RapidMiner can be useful for different purposes or different like industries, like what? Business, commercial, research, education, training, rapid prototyping, and application development. So first of all, RapidMiner is a comprehensive data science platform, which means it is like a toolbox for data scientists. It has everything that you need to analyze data and find the insights. And the second one is it is having a visual workflow design and full automation, which means you don't need to write multiple lines of code. You can simply create your analysis process visually. With the help of what? With the help of dragging and dropping the interface. Sorry, with the help of drag and drop interface. And here, no coding is required. And this is one of the popular data science tool. And this was bought by a leader in artificial intelligence and computational science, which is Altair. So this is having acquisition by Altair. And we can use this RapidMiner in various fields like business. In business, how can we use this RapidMiner? So businesses, like we have talked about examples before when we are talking about techniques in data mining. So all of those things, as we talked about, we can do it in RapidMiner. So every different industry or field can use this RapidMiner. So companies like businesses, companies use this RapidMiner to make better decisions according to the data. So RapidMiner can be used for multiple purposes. They can be used by various companies like businesses and commercials and for research purpose and for education, training, and different scenarios. So in each and every scenario, RapidMiner simplifies the data analysis process, which will allow users to derive some meaningful insights and to build the models efficiently without writing code. So you already know in Python, we are going to build the models. We mostly use Python to build the models, right? So, but that requires some knowledge about coding. But most of the people may not be having that coding background. So those people can opt for these platforms like RapidMiner to perform the tasks of data mining and also to build the models. One and foremost important thing is you don't need to write any code in this RapidMiner. Okay, and I can add few additional points to this, like it is having user-friendly interface. So I will show it in the real time when we install the application later. So first of all, let's talk about what are the uses or what are the additional points that we have about RapidMiner. So first of all, we have user-friendly interface, which means we talked about before, it is having drag and drop functionality. So everybody can easily understand drag and drop functionality. That is not a code which is hard to understand, right? So that is user-friendly interface. And also, there is one more important point called as scalability. So RapidMiner can handle larger data sets also. So you can imagine maybe this is a no-code development platform. It will handle only smaller data sets. No, it have the capacity to handle larger data sets also. That is scalability. And also it is having extensive library of algorithms, which means it is already inbuilt having algorithms which are required for various purposes. For performing data pre-processing, we have separate algorithms. For modeling, for evaluation. So there are a lot of inbuilt algorithms which are already present in RapidMiner. You don't need to just understand. You have to have an idea of which algorithm you have to use for what. If you have that idea, you can use that simply in RapidMiner. Sorry. And then what else? You can deploy the model. You can build the model using RapidMiner without writing code. And also you can deploy the model also. So for deployment also, you are having a lot of options which we will see later. And also, there are other advanced features such as text mining, time series analysis, anomaly detection, and deep learning, all these things are also present in RapidMiner. So there are a lot of important points that we are about to discuss in future about this RapidMiner. Some of them are, we can perform data mining tasks without writing code. We can build a model. We can deploy that model. And we also have advanced features like text mining, time series analysis, anomaly detection, and deep learning. So we will see these each and everything later when we install the application and when we move forward. First of all, let's understand what is what. Now, moving on to the next slide, we have what are the different products present in RapidMiner. So you already know Power BI is having different products like Power BI Service, Power BI Desktop, all of those. And this RapidMiner product is also having different other types of products. So it offers both free as well as paid versions of software. So out of which we have mentioned few here. First one that we have is RapidMiner Studio. So what is this RapidMiner Studio? As we are telling, there are different products present in RapidMiner, but each and every product will have a specific purpose, right? So first, let's talk about different products and what is their purpose. The first one is RapidMiner Studio. This is the main product and it comes in both free as well as in paid versions. The free version is known as RapidMiner Studio Free. It provides access to many features and functionalities for data mining, machine learning, and predictive analytics. So in the coming session, we are about to install RapidMiner Studio itself, and we are going to work in that one. So RapidMiner Studio, there is the free version available as well as a paid version. Free version will give you the access to different features like for data mining and for predictive analytics. Whereas paid version offers much more advanced features compared to free, because you already know there should be some difference between free and paid versions of softwares, right? So free is having limitations when compared with paid version. So we will see what is the usage of RapidMiner Studio in the real time. The second product that we have is RapidMiner Go. What is this RapidMiner Go? It is a free web-based version called RapidMiner Go. What is this useful for? It is designed specifically for easy and quick data analytics tasks. So it is called as simplified version of RapidMiner Studio, and it is suitable for the users who need basic data analysis capabilities. So whoever the persons or users who need to perform basic data analysis capabilities, but they don't want to deal with the complexity of a data science platform. For such type of users, they can simply go for RapidMiner Go. So RapidMiner Go is another product of RapidMiner. So the users who are not into the complexity of data science platform, they can simply use this web-based version called RapidMiner Go. And the third one that we have is RapidMiner Auto Model. This is an add-on to RapidMiner Studio. When we install this RapidMiner Studio tool, within this you will have an add-on called as Auto Model. What is the use of this Auto Model? Auto model, as the word indicates, it is used to create accurate models without needing any advanced data science knowledge. Without having advanced data science knowledge, you can create models with the help of this product called as Auto Model. RapidMiner Auto Model, it is inbuiltly present in RapidMiner Studio. So this is useful to create models, accurate models, without having or needing any advanced data science knowledge. And the fourth one that we have is RapidMiner Server. So this is a powerful platform for businesses to run and to manage data analysis process and to collaborate with teams and deploy predictive models. So this RapidMiner Server, it is ideal for the organizations that need to scale their data analysis operations and work collaboratively on projects. So you already know about Server. Server is basically called as a collaborative platform. Here also you have product of RapidMiner called as RapidMiner Server, which is useful to collaborate with teams and to manage data analysis process and also to deploy the predictive models. So apart from these, there are also other products present. Next one we have is Turbo Prep. The next one that we have is RapidMiner Turbo Prep. What is this useful for? So when we install RapidMiner Studio, you can see this Turbo Prep also coming inside that tool. This is useful to clean and prepare data for analysis. So as we talked about, you will get the raw data. In order to pre-process the data or clean the data, you have a specific product called as Turbo Prep. So Turbo Prep will streamline the data preparation process, which will save the users time and effort. So here, see, this tool helps users to clean and prepare data for analysis by offering a user-friendly interface. And it also offers various functions like filtering, sorting, and also automated data profiling. We will see this Turbo Prep and Auto Model coming in the RapidMiner Studio itself. There we will talk about briefly about these products. The next one that we have is RapidMiner Hadoop. What is this useful for? What is this useful for? It is for analyzing big data using technologies like Hadoop and Spark. It is used to integrate with RapidMiner Studio to leverage the distributed computing and perform predictive modeling on large-scale data sets. So we will see in real time each and every product. Just understand what is the purpose of each and every product for now. So RapidMiner Hadoop, it will allow users to leverage the distributed computing to analyze massive amounts of data efficiently. As we talked about, there is a feature called as scalability that RapidMiner can handle larger datasets also, complex datasets also. So there is one product present for that, which is RapidMiner Hadoop. It is basically used for analyzing big data using technologies like Hadoop and Spark. And the last one that we have is RapidMiner AI Hub. So this is a centralized platform for managing and also for sharing machine learning models, data, and workflows within an organization. So what is this useful for? It helps teams to collaborate efficiently or effectively on data science projects and to deploy the model securely. So there is one more thing present, which is RapidMiner AI Hub. It helps teams to collaborate effectively on data science project and ensures that the models are deployed securely and efficiently. This is the last product present for RapidMiner AI Hub. Okay, so there are different products present. RapidMiner Studio, which we will install later, and RapidMiner Go. This is a web-based version. Whoever the users want to perform some basic data analysis, they can go for this web-based version. And Auto Model, it is also present in the RapidMiner Studio itself. It is useful to create accurate models. And Server, you already know it is a collaborative platform. And Turbo Prep is useful for data pre-processing or preparation purpose to clean the data. And Hadoop to handle big data or analyze big data. And AI Hub is also used to collaborate effectively on data science projects. So these are the different products present. So these products will provide comprehensive solution for different aspects of a data science lifecycle, from data preparation to deploying the model and to collaboration. All of these are present in these different products of RapidMiner. So there is a common tool within which we have different purposes for every product. So they can accommodate all the data science tasks that we will write the code in Python. So here, we will just have a quick recap of whatever we have discussed. So this RapidMiner is called as a no-code development platform for data mining. So data mining, coming to that, it is used to process huge amount of data or large amount of data in order to understand meaningful patterns to get some knowledge or information from that large amount of data. And there we have different fundamental techniques present like estimation, forecasting, classification, clustering, and also there is last one that is association. And apart from that, we have also seen what are no-code development platforms. So whichever the platforms that is requiring no code to write, but still we can perform data mining tasks and create models or create applications without writing code are called as no-code development platforms, within which the one we are about to discuss is RapidMiner. And coming to the RapidMiner, that is a data science platform, and that is having user-friendly interface, which is drag and drop, and it can handle larger data sets, that is scalability. And also we have different advanced features like text mining and all. And also we have inbuilt algorithms for each and every task. Okay, for modeling, for evaluation, for data pre-processing, we have separate inbuilt algorithms present in RapidMiner. And also we have seen different products present like RapidMiner Studio, RapidMiner Go, and also RapidMiner Auto Model, RapidMiner Server, RapidMiner Turbo Prep, RapidMiner Radu, and RapidMiner AI Hub. These are the different products present, out of which I will tell you how to download and install one tool, which is RapidMiner Studio, within which we are about to work all of these things. We will see what is present in the next slide. Coming to the advantages of RapidMiner. So what are the advantages of RapidMiner? We have already talked about this, but we will see. It has an easy to use interface and a friendly environment, which means, as we already talked about, it provides a user-friendly interface, which means it will make it easy for both beginners as well as experienced users to perform various data analysis tasks with the help of what? Drag and drop interface. That is very easy for everybody to understand. So it is having user-friendly interface or easy to use interface. And the second one that we have is, we can do data pre-processing, we can create visualizations, we can do predictions and machine learning, deep learning, and text mining in one application, which is RapidMiner, without making or writing any code. So RapidMiner allows users to perform wide range of data science tasks, including data pre-processing, visualization, prediction, machine learning, deep learning, text mining. All of these things we can perform, or it will allow users to perform in a single application. That is RapidMiner. So users can accomplish these various tasks without writing any single line of code, which is all thanks to RapidMiner, which is a no-code development platform, which is having a drag and drop functionality. And it is also having more than 1,500 methods for data integration, for data transformation, for modeling, for analysis, as well as visualizations. So not only the built-in algorithms, it is also having different methods present. So it is having extensive library of methods, which is more than 1,500 methods present for every different task. And also it can perform attribute selection and outlier detection. So RapidMiner offers features for both attribute selection and outlier detection. You already know what is attribute selection and what is outlier detection. So I'll just give a brief idea about that. So attribute selection will help you to streamline the modeling process by focusing on most informative features. So there are like a lot of columns present in your data. We will mostly concentrate on the columns by which we can just streamline the modeling process, that is attribute selection. And the next one that we have is outlier detection. So this is useful to help identify the data points that may skew the analysis results. So you already know outliers is nothing but extreme values in your data. In order to detect that, you also have a feature present in RapidMiner, which is outlier detection. So these are all some of the advantages of RapidMiner present. So these advantages will make this RapidMiner a powerful and versatile tool for data analysis tasks. And what is next? What is next? So here there is the comparison between advantages and disadvantages of RapidMiner. Coming to the advantages, which we have seen before, easy to use interface and perform various different tasks in one application without writing code, and having like more than 1,500 methods for data integration, data transformation, and various other tasks. And also it can perform outlier detection and attribute selection. Coming to the disadvantages. What are the disadvantages of RapidMiner present? So here one is, it will be more suitable for use by users who are familiar with data and databases, because the application requires the ability to manipulate SQL statements and files, and some terms must be known beforehand. So what is the disadvantage here is, before going into usage of RapidMiner tool, the user should be familiar with data and databases. There are few terms used there, which we should get an idea before going into using that particular tool. That is one disadvantage. Okay, users need to understand certain terms and concepts beforehand to effectively use the application. So the next one. When we use RapidMiner, which is this application, it uses fairly large allocation of RAM. So it is recommended to use an adequate device. So users may need to ensure that they have adequate hardware resources present to run RapidMiner smoothly before using that application. Okay. The next one that we have is the free versions may have limitations, as we told. It can process 10,000 rows of data. If you want to use more than that, you must pay some amount, which is a licensed version. So already you know there will be some limitations present when we are using free tools. One of that is there is some limitation of records of data that is going to be processed. So these are advantages and disadvantages of RapidMiner. So disadvantages that are not very hard to understand or very hard to deal with. So users should have knowledge about certain concepts and terms, and then they should ensure that they have adequate hardware resource. And if your data that you are about to work is very large, there may be fewer limitations when you are using free version. These are some of the disadvantages present. And coming to the use of how RapidMiner is used in various industries. Like I told before, when we are talking about no-code development platform or RapidMiner, we can use it in different ways or different industries. So few of these industries are mentioned here. So we can use RapidMiner in manufacturing, in financial services like banks that we told before, and healthcare like hospitals. They can use RapidMiner for analyzing their patient data or something like that. And automotives, they can use this RapidMiner that will analyze the vehicle performance data. And CPG, retail and commerce, which means we have already talked about the retail store and all, right? Commerce, e-commerce. So we can use this RapidMiner in multiple industries. In insurance companies may also use this RapidMiner for risk assessment or for claims prediction, for fraud detection. There are multiple uses. And energy sector means we can use this RapidMiner for predictive maintenance or energy consumption forecasting. There are multiple different ways of using this RapidMiner. And communication, coming to the communication, we can say telecommunication companies. They also can use this RapidMiner for maybe predicting the customer churn, whether the customer is churning or not. They can understand using this RapidMiner. And for travel, transport, and logistics, like companies that are mostly into travel, they can also use this RapidMiner. And the last one that we have is utilities. So utilities companies for use this RapidMiner for predictive maintenance, for energy consumption, all of those things we can call it here. So RapidMiner is a tool in which we don't need to write any code, but still create applications, models, and perform data analysis tasks, and can be used in multiple industries as well. So this is just the intro of RapidMiner. And coming to the next slide, what kind of data set a RapidMiner can process? As we talked about, there is limitation present when we are using free versions, right? So do we have any limitations in what kind of data can we use or process? So here, see, RapidMiner can handle all sorts of data. So it may be structured, it may be unstructured, it may be from various different sources, or it may be the data from company systems, or data having different sizes. Everything can be handled by this RapidMiner tool. So you already know about structured data, right? So structured data is nothing but the data which is properly organized into rows and columns like an Excel sheet. Okay, but suppose you have an Excel sheet of sales data. So that can be processed by RapidMiner. And coming to unstructured data. So unstructured data which will not have a predefined format, like which is more complex, that can also be processed by RapidMiner. So unstructured data, some of the examples like text data, image data, audio data, examples, those all comes under unstructured data. So those can also be handled or processed with the help of RapidMiner. And what else? Whether the data is coming from a database or a NoSQL system or cloud storage like Dropbox, RapidMiner can analyze it. So databases, you already know database means MySQL or PostgreSQL or SQL Server. If your data is coming from those databases, still RapidMiner can analyze or can process or can handle it. Or NoSQL systems, like whether the data is coming from non-relational databases like MongoDB, like Cassandra, those can also be analyzed by RapidMiner. And the last one we have is cloud storage. So files which are stored in cloud storage devices like Dropbox can also be analyzed with the help of RapidMiner. And it is easy to use and it does not require any special training, which will make the data analysis accessible to everybody. So what is this one? So here, data sets can be of any format. It can be coming from any database or any NoSQL system. Still, RapidMiner can handle it. Like whether it is structured data like an Excel sheet or a spreadsheet, and whether it is an unstructured data like text or images or audio, or whether the data is coming from MySQL or Postgres, which is a database, whether the data is from non-relational databases like MongoDB, or whether the files are stored in cloud storage devices like Dropbox, all of those data can be handled by RapidMiner. So what kind of data set RapidMiner can process? It can process any data set, structured, unstructured, data coming from a database, data coming from a NoSQL system, files stored in a cloud storage, and various other data also. So that is making it very easy for using by various type of people, like what? Whether they are having experience in coding or whether they are beginners for coding, everybody can use this tool. That is nothing but RapidMiner. And then coming to the next one that we have, the most important one, which is RapidMiner download. How to download, how to install. I will tell you step by step how to do it. So to download this RapidMiner, follow these instructions to download. First of all, in order to download this application, you have to go to the RapidMiner website. So everybody, I'm opening my browser here. So I'm just selecting for. So www.rapidminer.com. Go to the official website of RapidMiner first. Open your browser and search for www.rapidminer.com. I'm clicking on enter. Just give it a second. So this is the first page of the official platform of RapidMiner. So as we told, this is this was having the acquisition by Altair. So you are having the name Altair here. Now moving on, what is the next step? So I have gone to the official website. Now what else? So you have to scroll down on the website until you find the browse product trials option. So once you open this official website of RapidMiner, scroll this down. Once you scroll this down, you can find browse product trials option. I'll wait for 2 minutes between each and every step so that you can work parallelly with me. So go to the official website, go to your browser and search for www.rapidminer.com. After going to that page, scroll somewhat to the down. You can find this option, which is browse product trials. So as I told, I'll wait for 2 minutes between each and every step so that you can do parallelly with me. Once you found that option, click on this browse product trials. Click on browse product trials. So scroll down on the website until you find browse product trials option. Once you find it, click on that browse product trials option to proceed. You will be directed to a new window where you can locate download now option for Altair AI Studio and click on it. What is it? Once you go to the official website, once you scroll down, you can see the option browse product trials. Once you click on it, you will get to the new window. Once you scroll down in that window, you can see Altair AI Studio, Altair Monarch, and IoT Studio. We are working on this currently. So go to Altair AI Studio where you have the download now option and click on it. I already installed my application of RapidMiner. So I'll show you the rest of the process in the form of screenshots. Okay, just click on this download now option. So everybody, once you click on that browse product trials option, you'll be redirected to this window where you scroll down and see this Altair AI Studio option. Below that, you can see download now in blue color. Click on that download now. Once you click on that download now, you will get a form where you have to fill the form with your information and click on register. So I'll show you the form. Just give me a second. Once you click on the download now, you will see a form coming. So you have to fill this form. So whether you are using this for commercial purpose or educational purpose. So I have filled it in the form of commercial purpose. Give your first name, give your last name, select your country, and give your organization name here. And what is your role, your phone number, and your work email address, and create your password. If you are using it for educational purpose, select educational purpose and fill this form accordingly. First name, last name, country, what is the university that you're studying in, your role, your mail, and create your password. I'll wait for a few minutes. You can fill this form. Everybody who is lagging behind, I'll tell one more time the process. Open your browser and click on www.rapidminer.com. Search for the official website. Once you get to that website here, once you scroll down, you can see Browse Product Trials. Click on Browse Product Trials where you will get to this window in which you have to select this Download Now option for Altair AI Studio. Click on Download Now. After clicking on that, you will get a form. You have to fill this form based on your purpose, whether it is for your commercial purpose or for your educational purpose. Once you fill this form, you have to give your password, create your password and confirm your password again and click on register. I've already created this account, so I'm not filling this form now. You can click on register at the bottom after finishing filling this form. I'll show you the screenshots. So here you can see the picture of the form coming. You can fill this form. Once you fill this form, you have to click on register at the bottom. Once you click on the register, you will receive a mail to activate the account. So I'll wait for 2 minutes. You can do the process. Click on register and you will receive a mail to activate the account. So see, after filling the form and clicking on register, you will be getting this message in your window. We have sent a confirmation mail to whatever the mail ID that you have given in the form. Click on the confirmation link in the mail to activate your account. So in your mail, you will get your mail like this. So thank you for registering. Please confirm your email address. Once you confirm it, your account will be active. So once you receive this mail, you have to click on verify this email, green color option present at the bottom. So official website, search for browse product trials option by scrolling down. Click on that option. Once you click on browse product trials, you will move to the window where you can find Altair AI Studio. Click on it and click on download now option at the bottom. And then you will get a form in which you have to fill your details. It's not downloading. Why is it? What is the issue? This form? Did you get this form? What's that mean? Samrin, did you get this form? Where did you stop at? Can you let me know? Okay, let me move to the previous page. Did you click on download now Altair AI Studio here? Did you click on this option? After clicking on that, did you not get to this page where you have the form? Did you get it? Samrin, did you get or not? You told yes. I don't understand. I did not get. Do you want to share your screen? So everybody else is getting this form, right? Anybody facing any issues? Once you click on this option, download now, you will directly get into this page where you have to fill the form. I'll show it in my window also. So I already installed my application still. When I click on this download now, it will take few seconds and it will give you the form. Now, okay, fine. Samrin, once try it, Samrin. Okay. Once try it again. Yeah. Okay, once you get this form, everybody fill this form. After filling this form, as I told, you will get a mail. So open that mail within which you can find the option in green color, which is verify your mail or verify this mail. Click on this verify this mail. Once you click on this, it will ask you again to confirm your password. Just give your password. Once verified, you will return to the website and you have to sign in again using the same mail and password. After giving your mail and password, you will be directed to the window like this. Everybody, once you get to this window, let me know. Within the mail, check your mail, whatever the mail ID that you have given in the form. Within that, you will get a green color option, verify this mail. When you click on it, it will ask you to confirm your password. Enter your mail, enter your password. After that, you will get to this page where you can see downloads. Okay. Once you get to this page, click on downloads, the first option. Downloads, get the latest RapidMiner product. Click on downloads. Once you click on downloads, you will get here. Choose the appropriate option according to your operating system, whether you are using Windows or Mac or Linux. Mine is Windows, so I clicked on Windows. So once you select your operating system, the application will start downloading automatically. So this is how you have to download the RapidMiner Studio. After downloading, I'll tell you the process of installation also. I'll wait for few minutes because it will take a while. So I hope everybody is up to here. Anybody is lagging behind? I'll show the process again one more time. You can whoever is not downloaded before, they can see the process. So open this official website, browse, scroll down. You can see browse product trials. Click on that. You will get this window. After getting to this window, you can see Alter AI Studio at the bottom. Click on download now. Once you click on download now, you will automatically redirect it to a page where you have to fill your form. Fill this form and click on register at the bottom. After you click on register, it will be like this, a verification mail was sent to your mail ID that you have provided, within which you can find this, verify this email in green color. Click on it. Once you click on it, it will ask you for your mail and password for confirmation. So give your mail and password. You will get to this window where you have to choose the first option, downloads. Once you choose downloads, select your operating system, whether it is Windows or Linux or Mac. After that, the downloading will start automatically. Check your mail ID whether you are seeing the wrong mail, I guess, or check the spam folder. Everybody, once the downloading is done, just let me know. I'll wait for a few minutes. Okay, Shriya, others also, guys, once this is done, just let me know so that I can talk about how to install this downloaded application. Yeah, I'll wait for a few minutes. Sakshi, did you give the credentials properly? Did the register clicked? Once check it out. If whoever is not receiving the mail, check whether you are properly seeing the mail ID that you have given in the form only, or else check in the spam folder. Okay, Girish, others also, guys, if it is downloading, I'll wait for few minutes and we can move on to the next part, which is installation. Okay, Meghna, others also, guys. Should I wait or move on to the next process? Okay, fine. Okay, I'll wait for 2 more minutes. Then I'll talk about the next one, which is installation of RapidMiner Studio. Yeah, sure. I'll repeat one more time. Okay. So, okay, let me show it in the browser itself. So open your browser, whoever did not listen to the download process, open your browser and search for www.rapidminer.com. Search with the official website and click on enter. Once you get to this website, you will see this page. Scroll down a bit. You can see browse product trials option. Okay, click on this browse product trials. After clicking on it, you can see here Altair AI Studio option. The first one, click on download now. Once you click on download now, you will get a form like this. Fill this form with your details and click on register at the bottom. Once you click on register, you will get a mail. Within that mail, you have to click again, verify this mail option. So let me show it here. So once you fill this form and click on register, you will get a notification like this that a mail was sent. Whoever is facing the issue like mail was not sent, did you get this message? If this is seen in your window, it means you have to search it in spam folder or anything. After that, you have to go to your mail ID, whatever that you have provided in your form. Click on this verify this mail option. Then it will ask you for your mail and password. Once you give your mail and password, you will get this window where you have to click on downloads, the first option. Click on downloads. After that, it will ask you for the operating system. Click on whatever the operating system that you are using, Windows or Mac. Select it. The downloading will start automatically. Phanindra, I hope this is clear. Everybody, do I have to show you the installation part or should I wait? Okay. Okay. So whoever downloaded the application, you have to go to the next process, which is how to install the application. So let me show you how to install. So installation process, you have to follow these steps in order to install your application on the system. So open the downloaded application by double clicking on it. This action will initiate the installation process. So whatever the application that you have downloaded, just open it. Once you open it, you will get this window. Welcome to the RapidMiner Studio setup. Once you get to this window, you have to click on next at the bottom. Click on next at the bottom. Yeah, sure, Shreya. I'll wait for 2 more minutes. Guys, just give others time to download. I'll wait for 2 minutes and I'll talk about the installation part. Everybody who is not done with downloading, just work on the download. Once that is done, just let me know. I'll talk about the installation. Rachita, what login page did you get? I didn't understand. The first one you're talking about? This page? This page you're talking about? Oh, registered is fine. Okay. Fine. Did you check your mail? Did you click on this verify mail? You got here? You got this page, Rajita? Now click on the first option, downloads. The first option you have under the products and licenses downloads is there, right? You can click on it. Once you click on that, you will get this operating system choosing. You have to choose your operating system, whether it is Windows or Mac. Select it, the download will start automatically. You don't have to click on anything else. Click on downloads, the start option, the first option. After that, click on this Windows or Mac. Choose any of it. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm explaining the installation part now. So once you're done with the downloading part, you have to open the downloaded application. Once you open it, you will get this window where you have to choose next at the bottom. So welcome to the RapidMiner Studio setup is the first page or window that you will see. Once you open your downloaded application, click on next at the bottom. After that, when you click on next, you will get to the second sheet or window where it is license agreement. So in this license agreement, review this and click on I agree option at the bottom. In the first window, click on next. Once you click on next, you will get to this window where you have to choose I agree option at the bottom. Click on I agree. After that, it will ask you to choose your location where your application needs to be installed. So give your location. Mine is present in my C drive. You can give your own location. It is fine. Anything is fine. Click on install at the bottom. Click on install at the bottom. Here you can see the space required. If it is not enough present in your system, you have to empty the space and you can install it again. If the space is not enough, it won't install. So check the space and click on install. This is the installation part, everybody. Once the downloading is done, open the application that you have downloaded. Once you open that, you will get to this first option, which is wizard window or something. Here you have next option, click on next. After that, you have license agreement, click on I agree at the bottom. After clicking on I agree, give your location where this RapidMiner Studio needs to be installed and click on install at the bottom. After that, your application will start install. I'll give again 2 minutes. It will take a while to install. So whoever is late with installation process, the downloading may be done for now. You can start with the installation process. Only 3 options. First one, you have to click on next. In the second window, you have to click on I agree. And in the third window, click on install. That's it. So everybody, once you're done with installation, let me know. I'll talk about the setup. How to set up this application. Okay, I'll wait. Okay. So whoever is lagging, can you let me know whether this installation process is done? You are at the last option. Yeah, you can click on finish. Sakshi, you raised your hand. What is it? Okay. It's okay. It's okay. Take time. It will take time. It's fine. So everybody done? Can I move on to the next part? Yes, Rakshita, you can click on finish. Okay, I'll move on to the next part, which is setup. So after downloading and after installation, you have to set up your RapidMiner account. So here, what are the steps involved? Once you are done with installation and downloading, you will get to this page or option box where you have to choose the second one. Use the RapidMiner license system. Okay, select the second one. Okay, just let me complete this setup. Okay, so here, choose the second option, use the RapidMiner license system. Click on the second option, everybody. Once you're done with installation, you will get to this select license option box where you have to use the RapidMiner license system. Select use the RapidMiner license system, the second one. Next, you will find a window where you need to check the box agreeing to the terms and conditions. Here at the bottom, you can see the checkbox. Check this box and click on I accept. Check the box at the bottom and click on I accept. Once you're done with that, it will again ask you to re-enter your mail and password. Click on give your mail and password that you have entered in the form that you filled before and click on login and install. So everybody, once you are done with installation part, you will get to the window where you have to select a license, like this window. Select the second option, use the RapidMiner license system. After that, click on next at the bottom. And then here, after that, you can find the checkbox at the bottom. Click on it and click on I accept. After that, you have to re-enter your mail and password and click on login and install. So these are the steps involved in downloading, installation, and setup of RapidMiner Studio. So once you are done with all of those, once login and installation is done at the bottom, you can see here your account will be authenticated and the installation process will commence. So you will get here like this, your account and license look good. So now it's time to start using RapidMiner. Just click on I am ready at the bottom. That's it. Once you're done with it, you can see the window like this. So everybody let me know once you get to this window. Okay, whoever is not getting the window, let me know. Okay. So everybody got this window? Okay, guys, it's 11:25. We'll take a quick 10-minute break and we'll get back. Whoever did not download or it is taking for installation, you can work on this 10-minute break and you can set up this window, okay? We will work on this window or this RapidMiner Studio after the break. Okay, I'll be on mute. We'll get back after 10 minutes. Okay, everybody, let's start the session. Let us continue. So somebody asked a question in the chat box before. Sakshi. As we talked about before, right? Why we are opting for this RapidMiner? Because we can perform all the tasks without writing code. But you're asking about Anaconda. Anaconda, you have to write the code to perform task, right? So this mainly we are preferring this tool because most of us may not be familiar with writing the code to perform data analysis tasks. So instead of writing, I can go for drag and drop interface. I have that option to work with. So simply I can go for that option instead of writing the code. So that is why this is an additional tool that we can learn about in order to build the models or create the applications in simpler manner. That's it. Okay, I hope everybody is done with downloading, installation, and setup part. Can we move on to the next one? It is from 10 to 2, Shruti. It was scheduled from 10 to 2. We'll see. Okay. So once you're done with download, installation, and setup, you can see your window like this. So within which on the left hand side, you can see here the tutorials. If you want to understand all of these initial things, you can just go through these tutorials over here. Okay. Once you're done with that, once you close this tutorials, let me open my window and show it to you how it is going to look like. Just give it a second. So once you're done with all the things that we have discussed before, you will get a window where you can see the tutorials on the left side. You can go through those if you want to have additional knowledge about the RapidMiner Studio. After completion of watching all of those tutorials, you can close that. You have a cross symbol on the left hand side. Once you do it to you. What is asking for login, Siri? Login and install you're talking about. Okay, so let me click on blank process. So this is how your window will look like once you close the tutorials. Okay, we will see further what we can do once we understand the interface and each and every component present over here. We'll start working on RapidMiner. Let me go back to the slides. So the setup is done. Now let's see what is present next. So let's talk about the features of RapidMiner Studio. So what are the features of RapidMiner Studio present? So we have already seen these things before, but we will have just an understanding. So visual workflow design. Visual workflow design is nothing but this particular tool is offering you a drag and drop interface for designing analytical workflows without writing coding, or without writing any code. That is nothing but visual workflow design. The second one that we have is automated machine learning. So RapidMiner automates various tasks like feature selection and model selection, hyperparameter tuning, all of these things. Like RapidMiner will automatically test different machine learning algorithms and parameters on a data set to find the best performing model. So there is automated machine learning feature present in RapidMiner, which is useful to test the different machine learning algorithms and parameters on a data set to find which is the best performing one. We'll see how is it going to work in that RapidMiner when we have started working on that. We'll see that also. Next one that we have is rich operator toolbox. So RapidMiner provides a library of pre-built operators for data pre-processing, machine learning, and visualization. So I will show it to you. Just give me a second. So here you can see in your RapidMiner Studio window, on the left-hand side, you have a separate component called as operators. So there is a rich operator toolbox present in RapidMiner, which means for data access, you have a lot of different operators. For blending, you have different operators. For cleansing, for modeling, all of these tasks, you have individual operators present. That is why it was included as, who is that? Don't do it. Okay. We have rich operator toolbox, which means for every different task, we have different operator present. And integration with data sources. As we talked about before, RapidMiner is used to process different types of data sources, which means we can connect with various data sources, including databases, files, and cloud storage platforms. And scalability, we can handle larger data sets efficiently, and we can deploy predictive models also. So these are the different features present. First one is drag and drop interface, and there are different algorithms. Every algorithm can be worked on a data set, and the RapidMiner Studio will tell you which model is the best performing one. That is automated machine learning. And you have separate operator for each and every task. That is what rich operator toolbox means. And we can connect with multiple types of data sources. That is integration with data sources. And we can handle larger data sets, which is scalability. And we can also deploy predictive models using RapidMiner. That is nothing but model deployment. So these are the various features present. And we will see what is present next. Next, we'll talk about the interface of RapidMiner Studio. So the interface of RapidMiner comprises of several essential components. Each and every component is contributing to its functionality and user experience. So what are these components? The first one that we have is repository and operators, parameters, views, and within the views again we have multiple, and also we have process and help. First, let's start with repository. What is the use of repository? What is the use of repository? Okay, let me go back here and show it to you here itself. So here you can see the repository coming on the left-hand side, which is here. This is the first component, that is repository. And what is the use of this repository? Repository is one of the component in the interface of RapidMiner Studio. Basically, it is useful to create a process or store the data. So just let me go over here. So this is a digital filing cabinet where you will store your data, your analysis workflows, as well as your models. So in repository, you can see there are defaultly present, like training is already present, samples is already there, but this practice and practice 2 that I have created, which means you have one local repository present by default. If you want to create your own repository, you can create it. How? You can see here 3 lines coming on the right side of repository panel or component. You have to click on that 3 lines present. Once you click on it, it will show you an option called as create a repository. Click on create a repository and you can name it whatever you want. I'll name it as maybe local is already there. So I will name it as session. Anything is fine. You can give whatever the name that you want. I already created 2. One is practice. Second one is practice 2. So I'm going to show you how to create your own repository in this RapidMiner Studio. So repository is one of the component which is useful to store the data or store your workflows or your models. So how to create your own repository? For suppose if you want to import a data from your local machine. So not only for temporary purpose, I want to use it for later also. So that I can go for storing it in my repository. You can store it in local or your own repository. It is up to you. So this is how you have to create and click on finish. Once you create your repository, you can see it in the repository component coming, which is session. That is one I have created. Now, within this repository, I told you we can store the data or we can store the workflows or process or models. So this is the local one that you're getting by default, within which you have data. It is a separate subfolder within which we can store the data. I've stored a few. I'll show you how to store it later. And you have also process. If you want to create separate subfolders in your own repository, you can create it. So there is a session that I've created now. Right click on the session and you have an option called as create subfolder. So when you close your tutorials, coming on the left hand side of your RapidMiner Studio window, you will get the repository component on the left. Once you open that repository or see that repository component, you can see a lot of things which are by default present in that. So basically, repository component, the purpose of it is to store the data or store the workflows or the models or process. So in order to create a subfolder or first of all create a repository, you have to click on these three lines and create a repository. I've created it and I named it as session. And within this, I want separate folders, one for storing the data and one for storing the process. What I do is I'll right click on my session, the repository that I have created, and I will click on create subfolder. Once I click on this, I can name it. I will give one as data and click on OK. It is already present. You can name it otherwise. Okay, I'll name it different. Just give me a second. Create subfolder. Maybe I will local data. So now see, I got data which is already there and process is already there. If you want to create your own subfolder, you can do it this way. If you want to delete it, you can delete it. It is up to you. So repository is basically used to store the data. I will show you how to store the data later. But first, we will understand the interface, what are the components present, and the purpose of every component. From GUI starting, fine. So GUI, let me go to the slides and show it to you. So this is the GUI, which means the interface of RapidMiner Studio. So how that is looking like and what are all the components present and what is the purpose of every component. So as I shown the screenshot before for you, here in this one, you can see the tutorials on the left-hand side. So here, you can see the tutorials. Once you go through the tutorials, you can click on this cross mark. Once you click on this cross mark, you will get the repository to the left. If you did not close it, you can see it here. So I closed it. That's why I'm getting my repository towards the left. Okay, in the repository, you can already see the local repository coming in this particular screenshot. But along with that default repository, I can create my own using these three lines present on the right side of repository. Okay, let me just clear the drawings and show it to you in my RapidMiner Studio window. Okay, so here I'll open my window. This is my RapidMiner Studio interface. How is it looking like? Within which I have the first one, that is repository. So repository, the purpose of it is used to store the data or the process. How you can store, I will talk about that later. First of all, how to create your own repository apart from the default ones which are present. You have to click on this three lines, click on create a repository and create or give a name of your choice. I have given it as session. I also created practice and practice 2 before. You can create as many repositories as you want. We will see how to connect to the data or how to store it in my local repository later. Okay, first of all, let us understand the components. So repository is the first component which is useful to store the data or process. And the second one that we have is operators. So as we already talked about, RapidMiner is having a rich operator toolbox. So there are the operators are the tools which are used to perform specific tasks like cleaning the data, building the models, and etc. So what is this? You can see here, there are different operators present. For each and every task, you can see the names for blending, for cleansing, for modeling, for scoring, for validation. For each and every task, you have separate operator present over here in the operators component. So whatever that you want to use, according to your task, you can use the operators. As I told, everything is drag and drop. Whatever that you want to use, you can simply drag it and drop it over here. Okay, I will show it later. So operator is a component present in the interface of RapidMiner Studio, which is having different operators or tools for different tasks. For cleansing the data, there are different operators present. For blending the data, there are different operators present. For validating, for modeling, for each and every task, there are some built-in operators present in the operators component in RapidMiner Studio. So the first one is repository and the second one is operators. And what is the next one? The next one that we have is parameters. So parameters are nothing but the settings which we can use to customize our operators. So what is this settings and what is this customizing the operators means? So if you see here, any operator, I'll take one operator and I'll show it to you. Okay, so we will go easy. First of all, I have retrieved. Maybe I'll just drag it and drop it over here. Any operator is fine, okay? I'm just showing you as an example. Later we will work in real time, okay? So this is an operator. I dragged the operator from operator panel and I just dropped it into the process. This empty space that is present is the process, okay, within which you will perform all the steps one after the other in sequence. That area is called as process. This is also one of the component. We will talk about it. So I dragged one of the operator and I dropped it over here. So now if you observe this operator, each and every operator that you're taking into the process will have parameters on the right hand side. So parameters are nothing but the customizations that we can do for every operator. So how can you delete what you have dragged? So just click on it and delete. Easy. I can show other databases or other operators. Maybe I can take easy one. So read Excel is one of the operator present. So see, in the parameters, you can see sheet number, Excel file. These are the customizations that you can do for every operator. So the first one, repository, is useful to store the data or the process. Operators is nothing but having the tools or operators for every specific task. And parameters is the third component, which is useful for customizing our operators. For each and every operator that you use in the process, that will have the parameters for customizations. We will work on it later. First, we will understand every component. So how to delete this one? Click on it and delete in the keyboard. You can simply delete it. And what else are there? You have the most important one, which is views. So views shows you the result of your analysis in a visual format, like in the form of graphs or tables. In RapidMiner Studio, there are several views available to the users. Each and every view is having a specific purpose in data analytics and modeling process. So what are the different views present? You can see it here. First one that we have is design view. So what is design view? Where can you see these views in your RapidMiner? So here, above the process, you can see views option coming, within which you have multiple options, out of which the first one that we have is design. So we will see what is design view. So design view is the primary workspace where users design and build their data analytics process. In design view, users can drag and drop the operators to create workflows and connect one with each other and configure their parameters. It is the central hub for constructing data preprocessing, analysis, and modeling pipelines. So what is this one? The first one that we have is design view. You can see it here. It is already in the design view only. This is the design view. So this is the first or the starting step where users will work. So design view is where users can construct their process visually. It is nothing but it serves as a central workspace for designing your workflow. Means what? For suppose I got a file. I will just read it with the help of operator called as read Excel. And after that, maybe I want to clean it. I will directly go for cleansing operators. You can see here cleansing. I want to remove the duplicates. I'll go to duplicates. I'll use this operator. So I'm using multiple operators. For each and every operator, you can see the parameters. For read Excel, these are the parameters. For remove duplicates, these are the parameters. And maybe outliers also. I will detect the outliers using this operator. So this is not the way of doing it. So every operator needs to have some input and it should give some output. So for this read Excel, we will read some file from our local machine. That is the input. And the output of this operator needs to be the input of the next operator. And the same for the next one. This is how we will connect one operator with other in the design view. Design view is one of the view present within which the users will construct their process by connecting the workflows. This is what is design view. Design view is where users will construct their data analytics process visually. It will serve as the central workspace for designing the workflows by dragging and dropping the operators, by connecting them, and by configuring their parameters. Dragging and dropping the operators into the process, connecting those operators one with each other, and then customizing those operators using parameters. Everything will be done in the design view that is called as central workspace for users. Okay, so this is how we are going to use this design view. And later on, you have the next one, that is results view. So in order to delete multiple at the same time, select it, draw a box, and delete in the keyboard. It is easy to work with. And the second one that we have is results view. So what is this results view talking about? So once a process is executed in design view, the output will be shown in the results view. So in the design view, we are creating some process. So after that, we need to execute it. Just like in SQL queries or Python code, once you are done with writing the code, you have to execute it in order to get the output. Here also, in order to execute, you have this option, the play button present over here. So that is the option that we will use to execute a process. So here, instead of code or instead of query, we will call it as a process. So in order to execute this process, you can use this play button. Or you can go to this process menu at the top and click on run process locally. Anything is fine. But the most feasible thing to do is here you have simply the play button. You can choose this play button. Once you execute the process that you have created, the output will be shown in the results view. You don't need to click on it. It will be redirected directly to the results view. So apart from this outcome, which is the data, you can also see further options like what? The visualizations, performance metrics, and other relevant information can also be seen in results view. I'll show it in the form of an example once I connect with the data. First, understand what is what. Design view is where we create a process by connecting one operator with each other and executing them. We will get the results in the results view. And the third one that we have is auto model. I already talked about this before. You have auto model as well as turbo prep coming along with the RapidMiner Studio. Here you have turbo prep, here you have auto model. So turbo prep is useful to clean the data. So see, you have to first load your data. Then if you want to cleanse it, you can cleanse it using different options. That is turbo prep. And auto model is useful to create the models. So you have to select the data and you have to create the model. This is also everything drag and drop only, no code is required. These are the different views present. First one, the component is repository, operators, parameters, and different views. Apart from that, we also have various other things. So auto model, it is useful to automate the process of building the predictive models. Turbo prep, it is user-friendly interface for data preparation purpose, like for cleaning, for transformation, for manipulating the data. We will go for turbo prep view. And then we have the next one, that is process. This is where you see the sequence of steps that you are using in your analysis process. This is your process. This is your process. And in the start of the window, you can see help option at the bottom right corner here. So now I don't have this help option here. I can use the help at the menu bar. You can use it here. You can watch the tutorials. You can watch all of these. You can just go to the support and ask the questions. You can go to the community. You can visit the community. You can check it out. Okay. So these are the different components present in a RapidMiner Studio window. So the features we have discussed about, it is very easy to use because of drag and drop interface. And also it is having very rich operator toolbox. You have for each and every task different operators present. And what else? What else we have seen here? We can deal with larger data sets, which is scalability. And also it is talking about integration with different data sources. You can see it here. So we can connect with CSV, Excel, URL, a database, DBase, and also if you have gone for databases, so you can go for databases also. For cloud storage, you have again separate for cloud storage. For applications, you have again separately present for applications. So this is having rich operator toolbox And also we can integrate with different types of data sources. So this is how the components, each and every component is useful for us. We will see how we will use it in real time with the help of an example. Okay, before going into that, we will see what is present in the slide. So the components is done. Now the next one that we have is data in RapidMiner. So what is data in RapidMiner? So by default in RapidMiner Studio, you are getting some default folder called as samples folder. So in your repository panel, everybody, when we saw that repository panel before, we have got samples folder present. Within that samples folder, we can see the default data sets that are already there in the RapidMiner. So that is not the, those are not the files that we are importing from the local machine or somewhere else. Those are already defaultly present in the RapidMiner. Where can you see those? Where can you see those options? So in the RapidMiner, on the left-hand side, where you have the repository panel, you have a folder called as samples folder. So within the repository panel, you have samples folder on the left-hand side. When you open the sample folders, within the data, you have different data sets. So what is that? Where is that default data is present? Let me write it here so that it will be clear for you. There are some default data sets that are present in your RapidMiner, that is in repository panel, which is on the left-hand side, within which we have samples folder. Within the samples folder, we have again subfolder, which is data. Within data, we have the default data sets, the inbuilt data sets. You can simply work on it to get some idea. So what is it? Repository panel, samples folder, data, and default data sets. So what is it? Samples in the repository panel, within which we have data subfolder. Within this, I got different data sets. I will show you one with the help of an example. Okay, we will discuss about this default data, how we can use it further. Let me show it to you. So I'm going to use Titanic data set. So there is a data set present by default, which is Titanic data set. So here within the samples, within the data subfolder, you can see a lot of different data sets, within which I'm going to use the one which is Titanic. So drag the Titanic and drop it here. Everybody see, I did not write anything. I did not do anything. I just dragged it from the repository panel onto the process. Everybody do it. Drag your Titanic data set present in your data folder or data subfolder in your samples. Just drag it and drop it in the process. Drag it and drop it in the process. So once you drag it and drop it, how you can see the data? I told you, not only dragging and dropping the operators is necessary, you have to execute the process. How can you execute it? So before clicking on the play button, so see, I'll click on play button and I will show it to you what happens. So it is telling me the final connection is missing. So always you have to remember, whenever you are creating a process or using an operator, you always have to connect the output port to this response port. You always have to connect the output port of the data set or operator to the response port. After doing this connection, you have to execute the process or you have to run the process. How you have to run? You can see the play button on the left-hand side at the top. Click on the play button. So see, I did not do anything. Directly, I got into the results view. So everybody do it. I'll wait for 2 minutes. Open your window, which is RapidMiner Studio window. Within this, you got repository panel on the left. I have samples folder. Open that samples folder. Within that, you have again data, process, all these subfolders present. Go to data subfolder. Within this, I am using Titanic. You can use whatever you want, okay? I'm going to show you one example. So I'm using this Titanic. Just drag it and drop it here. It is already there, so it is showing 2. I'll just click on it and delete it. So I got this data source. After that, you can't directly run the process. you have to connect the output port to the response port. Make the connection and click on play button. Make the connection and click on play button. You'll be redirected to the results view. I'll wait for 2 minutes for each and every step. After getting into the results view, I told you, yeah. Sakshi, why are you not getting the process window? You're getting only process window. Why is it? Rakshita, you got it? Anybody facing any issues? Up to here, everybody can see the default data sets present in the samples folder, right? Okay. So the results view is the second view that is present in RapidMiner Studio, which will show you the outcome of the process executed. So in the process that I've created, there is only one operator, which is retrieving the data source Titanic. So that is why I got the result as a table. You can see here at the bottom, this example data set is having 1,309 records, which is rows, and 12 columns, which is 12 regular attributes. These are the dimensions of the Titanic data that we are about to use. 1,309 rows and 12 columns. You can see it at the bottom of the results view. You can check it out. So these are the columns present. Scroll to the right and you can check all the columns. Okay. Now, as I told in the results view, not only the outcome is present, along with that, you have other things also like performance metrics like statistics. See here, when you go to the data, it is just the table. When you click on statistics on the left-hand side, you can see for every column, there are 12 columns totally. So 12 columns, what is the data type? So passenger class is a polynomial, which is having different categories. Name is also different names. Sex is only 2, which is male and female, that is binomial. And age is real number. And all of these columns, what are the data types that is shown in the statistics? And totally how many missing values are there in every column? When you observe, the age column is having 263 missing values. Let us go and see in the data. So age column is there. Wherever you can find the question mark symbol, that is nothing but the missing value. In the data, wherever that you see the question mark symbol, that is nothing but the missing value. So every missing value can be counted and shown it to you with the help of the option called as statistics. So there is an option called statistics in the results view, which will talk about the number of missing values present in each and every column. So you can't see it specifically when you just give a glance at the data. The question mark may be looking like it may look like a number only. It will not be like an empty space. It will be a question mark. Question mark is nothing but the missing value. Where can you see the count of missing value? In the statistics. Within the statistics, you can see the number of missing values for every column. So there are more missing values in cabin column. And lifeboat is also having 823. And age is also having missing values of 263. So these are the number of missing values. And coming to the statistics, what is the least occurred one, the most occurred one, and the values? So in passenger class, the third class is the most occurred one, which means mode. Mode is nothing but the most occurred one. But we will calculate mode for categorical columns only. But here in the statistics, it will show for every column. So what is the most occurred one? What is the least occurred one? And what are the values present? So see here, when I click on it, you can see here the statistics. So the third is more, and the first is second more, and the second passenger class is the least. Least is second, most is third, and there are 3 different categories present, third, first, and second. You can view the statistics for every column within this results view present in RapidMiner Studio. So the second column is name. So name, this is occurring more, which is this name. Connolly is the most occurred and Van Melk is the least occurred. And these are the various names present. So you can see number of times it occurred also. Third class is shown for 709 records. First is shown for 323. And second is shown for 277. You can see this for every column and you can understand the data. This is nothing but the statistics. So the results view not only shows you the output that you have executed the process for, but it also shows you various other features like statistics for every column. And also you can create the visualizations from the results view. So here you have data, which is a table, statistics, which is the basics of every column, and visualizations where you can create whatever the visualization that you want. Maybe I can create a bar chart. When you click on this plot type drop down, you can see all the different different charts visualizations coming. You can select bar or you can choose pie. Anything is possible here, but you have to choose the columns. So plot pie is not supporting because there are more than 500 rows if aggregation is enabled, because the column is here, this one. You can select age. Age is also not possible. You can select this one, or x-axis column, I'll select it as maybe passenger class. So whatever the chart is possible, that will be shown here. So see, so this is not taking the aggregation. If I want to aggregate, I can aggregate the data. This is how you can create different types of visualizations in the results view itself. So everybody, I'll give you a few minutes, just work on this, connect with the data, which is Titanic. After that, get to the results view and see it. Before getting into the results view, you have to connect the output to the response and then execute the process. After you execute the process, you will get to the results view where you have data, statistics, and visualizations. Just work on these. We will talk about the next one, which is turbo prep and auto model. I hope everybody worked up to here. The design view is used to store the data. I'll tell you how to, the repository is used to store the data. I'll tell you how to store it. But before moving into that, we are talking about the default data sets. I'm going to use the Titanic data set and I'm going to explain you different views present. Line step, lines, step area, and step line area. What did you use? You have to choose according to the column. So whatever the columns that you give, accordingly you will get the chart. So maybe I will choose different column. Maybe I will choose the cabin. I will remove this one. Accordingly, you will get the chart. And also you have to talk about based on what you are grouping. I will group based on ticket number maybe. So that will be different. We will talk each and every chart later in detail. I want to explain you what are the different options present in every component and every view. Okay, for now we'll focus on that before going deep into every visualization topic. Okay, we will deal with that later. After this results view, we have another thing which is the next one. The next one that we have is turbo prep. So here you can see turbo prep present at the top. Click on turbo prep. So after clicking on turbo prep, it is asking me to load the data. So before moving into this topic, I'll talk about how to load the data. So let me go back to the slide. This is the default data sets present. Now how to import external data. Let's talk about it. Then we'll move on to turbo prep and auto model. So how to import external data? In the repository panel in RapidMiner Studio, you can see import data option. Where can you see import data option? In the design view, in the repository panel, here you can see import data option. So this import data option is useful to get the data from your local machine. Not only the default data sets you can use in your particular RapidMiner Studio to create the process, you can use the data sets that are present in your local machine also. How to import the external data? You have here import data option coming on the left hand side below the repository component. So click on import data. Before going to import the data, I'll just delete whatever I have created for now. Just click on it and delete. Okay, so click on import data option. Once you click on import data option, it will ask you where is your data, whether it is present in the database or in your system, which is your computer. So my data source is present in my computer. So I'll click on my computer. So let us go to the slides and see what is there. So here import data option is there. Click on it. Then you have to give the location where your file is present. And then you have to format your data if you want and finish it off. Now I will show it to you how to import here in RapidMiner Studio. So click on import data and select where your data is present, whether it is in your computer or in the database. Mine is present in my computer. So I've selected my computer. Now select the location where your file is present. Mine is present in my documents and my file name is sample superstore. So we have used sample superstore a lot of more times. That is an Excel file. So within the file type, I will choose Excel. Excel, which is Excel SX, Excel X. So within this, I can see all the files present. I'm going to import sample superstore Excel file. So go to the location wherever your file is present and select sample superstore. I'm selecting sample superstore. You can import whatever the data that you want. So sample superstore, most of you have worked with. That is why I'm going to show this one. So sample superstore, after this, click on next. After selecting the file that you want to import, click on next. Once you click on next, if the data is huge, it will take few seconds to import or to load the data here. Now here you can see, if you don't want to have the headers, you can remove the headers. I want to show it in bold. I want it. Okay. Now you can see the cell range. It is from A to U column. A to U column. If you don't want to, if you want to select the entire sheet, you can select the entire sheet also. If you want to limit it, you can limit it also. According to your requirement, you can choose whatever the columns or data that you want. Maybe I want from B to U. So A will not be selected, but I don't want to change it. I want to select all. Okay. So, and also you know that sample superstore is having 3 different sheets. One is order, second one is returns, and third one is people. I'm going to work with order sheet of sample superstore. Orders, I want all the cell ranges from A to U, and I want the header. If you don't want the header, you can remove it. If you want to limit your data, you can limit your data here. If you want to work with different sheet, you can select the other sheet also. And click on next. After you are done with selecting whatever you want, click on next. Now it will load the data preview. Now here is your data preview. If you want to format your columns, you can format it. What do you mean by format? You know that there may be missing values present in your raw data. You can replace it with errors. But in the sample superstore, I don't have any missing values. And also for every column, you have a drop down present. If you want to change the data type, if you want to change the role, if you want to rename a column, or if you want to exclude a column, you can format every column that you have in your data set here. While you're importing, you can format your columns. After you're done with formatting your columns, click on next. First, you have to choose your location where your file is present. Choose the location, select the file and click on next. After that, you can just limit the number of records or choose another sheet. After you're done with that, again, click on next. After that, it will ask you whether you want to format the columns. You want to rename, you want to change the column name, or you want to change the data type, or you want to exclude the column. Those things can be done under format the column option. Once you are done with everything, click on next. You will get to here. it will ask you where you want to store the data. So basically, it will be by default get into local repository if you don't create anything new. But I have created 3 new repositories along with it. One is practice, second one is practice 2, third one is session. So I'm going to store it in session, the new one. Within the session, I want to store it in data. That is why I told you repository component or repository panel is useful to store the data and process. So here's how you will store the data. So I am selecting my repository that I've created, within which I'm selecting data subfolder. After you're done with this, click on finish. I will show you one more time. I'll close this one. Here under the repository panel, you have import data. Click on import data. My data is present in my computer. So I'm selecting my computer and my file type is Excel. So I'm selecting Excel at the bottom and I am just selecting the file name, or you can directly type it here also. So I have selected sample superstore Excel file. Now click on next. After that, it will ask you whether you want to limit the columns or you don't want the header. It will ask you for those things. I want orders only. I want all the cells. I want header also. I'm not changing anything. Clicking on next. After that, it will take few seconds to preview the data. Now here's my data. If I want to format my columns, I can format it, but I don't want to change anything. I want it to remain as is. After that, I'm clicking on next. After that, you can see here where I want to store the data. I want to store it in my session, which is session repository and data subfolder. Now click on finish. After you click on finish, you will get to the results view. But before getting into that, in the design, you can see here, under the session, I got sample superstore. I'll remove this one, wait. I got sample superstore. So sample superstore is there. So how to get into the process? I have imported the data. Importing is fine. So now I have learned there are default data sources present in the samples folder in repository. Along with that, I can also store the data from my local machine into the repository of this RapidMiner Studio using this import data option. So this is how we can use the default data, inbuilt data, and also we can import the external data. Okay, importing is done. I got that into my session repository that I've created in the data folder. How to use it? Drag and drop it. That's it. Drag and drop. How to know how many records and columns are present? You have to execute this process. Before executing, connect the output port to the response port. Connect the output port to the response port and click on this play button. Once you do this, you will get to the results view where you can see there are 997 records and 21 columns are there in my orders of sample superstore. This is how you can use the data that you have imported from your local machine. So I'll give you 2 more minutes. Work on this, everybody. Import the data and then drag it into the process and execute this by connecting the output to the response port and see the results view, how many records and columns are totally there in your data set. How to delete? You can, if you have only a single operator, click on it and delete in the keyboard. I clicked on Ctrl Z, again I got it back. Everything else is same. You can just undo and redo. If I want to click again, Ctrl Y is redo. No problem. Okay, everybody, if you have taken the process or used any operator here in the process itself, you have to delete it. If you want to delete it, you can click on this operator and click on delete. in the keyboard. It is easy to work with. You want me to complete the class fast? It's okay, we'll complete it. It's up to 2 actually. It is scheduled from 10 to 2. Okay, this is how we will import the data, everybody. So the first one is using the sample data or the inbuilt data. Second one is importing external data. And after that, we have loading data from a CSV file. So we will see this one. What is this? So how to load a data from a CSV file into RapidMiner Studio. How to load the data? First of all, to load a data from a CSV file, you have two ways. First of all, using the import data option, I'll tell you. So let me see the screenshots first. So here, once open the RapidMiner Studio here, create a new process that is done. And after that, use the import data operator present in the repository panel. And you can import the data if you have it in the local machine. Or you can use the operator also, which is read CSV operator. I'll show you what is the difference between these two. First one that we have is import data option. We can import any file using two options. One is import data or another one is using operators. First one is using import data and second one is using operators. So what is this? How can I use two options? So first of all, I will show you using import data. Now my requirement is I want to connect with a CSV file. Okay. Now I'll show you the difference between import data option and using the operators option. First, you already know import data. Click on import data. It is present in my computer and that is a CSV file. I'll go to the file tab and select CSV. And here you can get the files. Just connect with whatever that you want. I will connect with maybe ethnic diversity. That is also most of you have worked with. So I am going to connect with CSV file ethnic diversity using import data option present in repository panel. So I've selected my file. I've clicked on next and I'm not changing anything. That is as is. I don't want to change anything. Click on next. I don't want to format it again. I will again click on next. Now, the difference between import data and operators is that when I use this option import data, that will be stored anywhere in this repository panel, whether it is in local repository or the repository that you have created. But when I am using an operator, that is just for temporary purpose. It will not get stored in the repository panel. I'll show you that also. So here, I want to store it in the data only. In my session repository, in the data subfolder, I'm going to save the file CSV that is ethnic diversity. Click on finish. So now if you see here, under the repository panel, you got ethnic diversity and sample superstore. Okay. Importing a CSV file from import data option is fine. Now what about the operators? I told you for each and every different type of file, you have different operator present. For CSV, you have an operator which is read CSV. If you can't find it easily, you can use the search box here. I want to have read CSV. So drag it and drop it into the process. Drag the operator read CSV and drop it into the process. After that, there is no data present. Even if I connect the output port to the response port and click on this, I don't get any output because there is no data present in that parameter or operator. In order to get the data, double click on the read CSV operator. Once you double click on read CSV operator, again you will have the same type of window coming when we used import data option, the same. But the difference is this is for temporary purpose. This gets stored in the repository. Here I'm going for CSV because that is read CSV only. I'm going to use ethnic diversity or I will show you using different one. Maybe sales per day. I'm just showing you an example. You can use multiple CSV files, whatever that you have in your system. So I'm using the CSV file. I'm not changing anything. Next, again finish. Now I got the data, but that is not storing anywhere here. That is not getting stored because this is used with the help of read CSV operator. I did not connect with that data using import option. I connected with that data using operator, which is read CSV.
Why did I use only read CSV? Because the file that I'm about to connect is a CSV file. If it is an Excel, I should go for read Excel. But the file that I'm going to connect with is a CSV. So I am using the operator read CSV. Now the connection is done. Output is connected to the response port. Now run the process. You will get the output. So the CSV file or any file can be imported in two ways. One is using import data option. Second one is using operators. Import data is used when you want to store the data in the repository, whether it is local or the one that you have created. And operators is used when you want to work with that data set temporarily, when you don't want to store it in any repository. Then you can go for the operators. These are the two options present to import a CSV or any other file into RapidMiner Studio. So everybody, it is 12:30. We will take a quick 10-minute break and we'll get back and start about or talk about this turbo prep and auto model. Okay, I'll be on mute. Sorry, I was on mute. Okay, fine. I'll just repeat it one more time. Okay, so we will talk about the annotations and later those things later. But let me tell you how to use multiple data sources at the same time. Okay, before I've connected to one CSV file and I've shown to you how to execute it. But now I will show you how to use two CSV files, how to read two CSV files within a single process. Okay, first I will take read CSV operator. So I'm going to read the data source, which is ethnic diversity. I'll click on next. I don't want to change anything. I'll click on next again and I'll finish it off. I got the data. How to execute it? Connect the output port to the response port. After making the connection, click on the start button or play button. Now I got this data. Now within the same process, I'm not changing the process. I'm not creating new process. Within the same process, I want to use one more CSV file that is education. Oh, what is that I've used before? Ethnic diversity or education? Just give me a second. So I have used the read CSV file. This is ethnic diversity. Now I'll connect with education. So I will use again one more operator, read CSV. I'll double click on it and I'll connect with any one of the CSV present. Maybe Fisher's Irish data is also fine. Click on next and finish. So I got two data sets. Now I'll just connect the output port to the next response port. You can connect as many data sources as you want in a single process also. So first output port to the first response, second output port to the second response. Now again execute the process. So one is ethnic diversity, which is having 310 records and 13 columns. And second one is Fisher's Irish data, which is having 150 records and 5 columns. So not only the same type of data sources, you can connect with different data sources as well. How? I will delete the second one. Click on the read CSV2 operator and click on delete. Okay. Now I'm going to connect one CSV and one Excel. So CSV is done. In order to connect with an Excel file, you have to use the operator read Excel. And how to load the data? Double click on the Excel. You will get to the location and you can choose whatever you want. So I will choose again the sample superstore here and click on next. And I'm going to choose here maybe returns and click on next. And again next. And finish. Just give it a second. And click on finish. So now there is one CSV and one Excel. In order to execute this Excel, output port should be connected to the response port and click on the run or execute or start button. So now once and second one that we have is ethnic diversity. So you can connect with multiple data sources in a single process. They may be of similar data type or similar file format or different file formats. Anything is fine. So this is about the default data sets present and how we are going to connect with them using drag and drop interface. And within this process, how we are making the connections. And let's talk about the next one, which is turbo prep and auto model. As I told before, turbo prep is used for cleansing the data or transforming the data, and auto model is used to create the models. We will see each and everything when we talk about EDA, data pre-processing, and after creating the models, we will see deeply. First, let us have a basic understanding. Okay, the execution of this data source is done. Again, I'll click on start. Okay, I got the data set. What is this one? This is ethnic diversity. Now let's talk about turbo prep view. Turbo prep. What to do about turbo prep? First of all, you have to load your data. So click on load data option on the left-hand side. And here you can see there are different data sets coming. So everything, the data is present within the repository itself. Here there is no option to have operator read Excel, read CSV, read database. There is nothing present there. In this turbo prep, you have to import the data from the repository. So within my practice 1, practice 2 and session, I got these data sets. I'm going to work on ethnic diversity. Just double click on the data set. If you have not loaded anything into repository, first load the data into repository. Import data, my computer, give your location, that will get into the repository that you choose. Okay. After just connecting with the data or importing the data into your repository, I'm going to cleanse the data using Turbo Prep. So I've selected ethnic diversity, which is having 310 rows and 13 columns. I did not change the data. Last change is none. Now, you have multiple options. You can explore all of these options. So transform. So see, what do you want to do? Transform. So I'm selecting a column. You want to rename or change the data type or remove the column or create a copy of it or filter the data. You can do as many things as possible. Now what I do is, I'll just filter the data having the records belonging to only female. So I'm selecting sex column here, which is having male and female 2 categories, which is binomial. I'll go over here and click on filter. And filter equals to female. F stands for female. I've selected female and click on apply. Now you have totally 177 rows only. There are only 177 rows because I have filtered my data based on a column. Okay, these are my records. So you can do as many things as possible. If you want to save it, you have to click on commit transformation. Now your data set will have only 177 rows. If you want to create a model, you can create a model. If you want to create the chart, you can create the chart. If you want to create a process, you can create the process. This is nothing but Turbo Prep. You have to get the basic understanding of every component. Repository is fine to store the data, and operators is fine to use it for various purposes depending upon your task. And parameters is also fine for every operator to make the customizations. We have parameter, and you have different views, out of which the first one is design, where every user will create a process by connecting one workflow with other. And second one is results. In results, you have different options, like first it will show the outcome of the process that you execute. And then along with that, you have statistics, within which it will show what is the data type of every column and what is this missing values are there or not, and what is the most occurred one, least occurred one. Everything will be shown in the statistics part. And you can also create visualizations in results view. And the third one that we have is Turbo Prep. Within this, the most important function of Turbo Prep is used to cleanse the data or transform the data. So here you have multiple options. You can explore all of these options. If you want to clean the data, select a column, dummy encoding if you want to do it, or remove low quality, or remove correlation. You can do whatever you want. If you want to remove the duplicates, you can remove the duplicates. And after cleansing the data, you can click on commit cleanse. Treat missing values as duplicates. Apply. So see, I got again 177. There are no duplicates present. Click on commit cleanse. This is how you can work on Turbo Prep. This is the basic idea that you have to get for every individual component present in the interface of RapidMiner Studio. Apart from that, you have again one more thing, which is auto model. Auto model, as I told, it is used to create accurate models and tells you which is the best performed one. So I'll just give you an example, but modeling, we will see it in later phase. But right now, I'm going to use the ethnic diversity data set. Totally, it is having 310 records and 13 columns. You want to predict, or you want to create a cluster, or you want to detect the outlier. I want to predict the value of a column. I will click on predict. Now, what column you want to predict? Maybe I want to predict the salaries. I will select the column salaries and predict, and you have to click on next. After that, here you can see a histogram plotted for that specific column salaries. The peak is most for this one, in between 20,000 and 30,000. And I'm not changing anything. I'm just clicking on next. And what are the inputs that you want for salary analysis? How you are going to predict based on the historical data? Historical data of what input columns? Department, age, position, state, whatever the columns that you want, you can choose it here. It is already chosen. I'm not changing anything. Just simply clicking on next. So see here, these are the different models present. If you want to uncheck any model, you can uncheck it. But I'm not changing anything. This is just the basic understanding. I'm not changing anything. I will simply click on run. Now it will say take some time for everything, every particular model. You can see here, this is processing. Just give it a few minutes. So this model is done and deep learning is also done. And now decision tree is also done. Now the next one is random forest. We will see what are these different models, what is the definition, when we have to use which type of model. All of these things we will cover later. Okay, so now everything is done again. Okay, two more models are left out. Just give it few more minutes. Okay. Okay, auto model I'll explain again. Yes, okay. Once this is done, just let me wait for a few seconds. I'll explain one more time. Okay, now everybody, here you can see there are totally 8 number of models that were plotted over here, and which is the best performed one. You can see it here. So you can see a medal type of symbol coming out of all the models that we have used to predict the salary based on the historical data. Random forest model is the best performed one. So this is how you can get the basic understanding of different accurate models and the best performing model. I'll explain one more time using different data set. What I do is I'll go to design phase, I'll delete this process, and I will use sample superstore. Everybody have a basic understanding of this one, so I'm using sample superstore. I'm connecting output port to the response port, and I'm executing the process. Okay, now I got the data set, and I want to show auto model view. So I will restart. I'm going to use here sample superstore. There are totally 999 records and 21 columns, out of which 13 are nominal, 6 are numerical, and 2 are date columns. Now again, I want to predict the sales value. So I am choosing sales column. I am going to predict the sales value based on some historical data of few columns. Simply click on next. So this is how the sales is plotted in histogram. I'm not changing anything. Click on next. Here, already few columns are checked in. So order ID, order date, ship mode, customer ID, customer name, all these are checked in. If you want to just give manually the inputs columns, you can give the inputs. I'm not changing anything. So here, see, select the task, whether you want to predict or create a cluster or predict the outliers. You can choose the task here and target, prepare the target and select your inputs. Already these are selected. So red color ones are not selected ones and yellow color ones are selected ones. If you want to deselect, you can deselect. Okay, click on next. After that, you can see what are all the possible models present. Decision tree, random forest, and gradient boosted trees. Click on run. It will take few minutes for every model to get executed, and it will tell you which out of all the models is the best performed one. So auto model is used to create accurate models based on your data set, and it will also show what is the best performed model out of all the models. So just give it a second. Just give it a second. So now what is this based on? I am going to predict the sales values based on few columns present in orders of sample superstore. Here I got totally 5 different models, out of which I want to know which is the best performed model. So here what did I do? Did I write any code? I did not write any code. I did not do anything. I just dragged and dropped everything. I selected a few columns what I want, and I am knowing which model is the best performed one. Okay, we did not go get into the topic of modeling and all. Before going into that, I want you to get an understanding of all the components present in the interface of RapidMiner Studio. So now it is still processing. Just give it few minutes. In the meantime, you can explore design results, turbo prep, and auto model. It is going to take few minutes. It is still in second model only, deep learning. That is what here you don't need to use any codes to predict anything. So this is just the basic understanding. With the help of this, maybe you can build a model in Python. So you have different models. You may get confused like which model is suitable for our data set according to our requirement, like predicting the sales. Instead of getting confused, you can use this tool and get an idea which is the best performed one. And you can use it in other tools to build a model. That is how you can use this one. There are still two models left out. Just give it a second. Okay, this is still taking some time. You can use other options also like clusters and outliers. If you have LMS access, that the datasets are present in the LMS itself. These are the basic data sources that we are using in all the other tools also like Power BI, Tableau, all of those things we are using the same files. So up to now, there are 3 models that was executed. Here, out of which the decision tree is the best performed one. Okay, there are still 2 more. It is taking some time. It's okay. I think you get the basic idea of each and every view present in RapidMiner Studio. I'm stopping this process because that is taking a lot of time. So I'll go back to design view and we will have a quick recap of interface of this particular RapidMiner Studio. First of all, RapidMiner is one of the tool which is not requiring any code to write to perform any kind of data analysis task. Or if you want to create an application or if you want to create a process, you don't need to write any code in this particular platform. That is why this is called as a no-code development platform, especially for data mining. So RapidMiner is a very popular data science tool. It is mainly useful for users who are not having much skills for coding. So you don't have a coding background. Still, you can perform all the tasks just like a data scientist using this no-code development platform. But there are fewer limitations as well, like you have to understand few concepts before moving into the application. Like you have to get an understanding of data and databases. You have to get a knowledge. And also you have to check whether you have adequate hardware resource available in your system or not to install this application. And later on, I have told you what are the different products present in RapidMiner Studio, RapidMiner, like RapidMiner Studio, RapidMiner Go, and all, out of which we have downloaded, installed, and set up the RapidMiner Studio application. Within this, you got again turbo prep and auto model included. And this interface is having a lot of different features like drag and drop interface, And then number of operators, rich operator toolbox, and also integration with multiple data sources, and also scalability like handling larger data sets. Apart from having the features, we have various components in the interface of RapidMiner. Like first one we have is repository. Repository is useful to store the data or the process. In the repository, there is by default, you will get a local repository coming. If you want to create a new one, you can create a new one, just like I have created the session. And repository is also having an option called as import data. With the help of this, I can import the external data from my local machine or the database into this local repository or the one that I have created. And apart from the repository component, I have one more component, that is operators. Operators is the second component that is present on the left-hand side of RapidMiner Studio interface. In operators, you can find different types of operators for different kinds of tasks. For cleaning the data, you have separate operators. For modeling the data, you have separate operators. For each and every specific task, you have different operators present. That is why it is included under the features of RapidMiner, which is RapidMiner is having rich operator toolbox. And apart from operators, you also have one more component called as parameters here on the right hand side. So parameters are useful for customizing the operator. Each and every operator that you use will have a specific parameter. So I will show you for blending as well. So maybe I will take reorder attributes. So see, this is having specific operator, specific parameter. So every operator to customize our operator, you have a component called as parameter. And apart from them, you have in the center, you have process. Process is where user will create a workflow by taking or dragging and dropping multiple operators or multiple data sets and connecting one by one and executing the process. So everything will be done within the process and also in the design view. Once you execute a process, you have to remember, you have to connect the output port to the response port in order to execute the process. If you want to create a blank process, go to file and new process. If you want to save it, you can save it from the file itself. Everything is same over here. Okay. Now coming to the results view. Results view is where you can see the output of the executed process. And apart from that, you can also see the visualizations, the statistics, and various other things in results view. And turbo prep is useful to clean the data that you have imported. And auto model is useful to create accurate models. And also it will tell you which is the best performing model out of all the models. So this is about the interface of RapidMiner Studio. I hope everybody understood up to here. Let me see what is present in the slides later. So loading data from a CSV file, I've shown it to you. First using import data option and second one using read option or read operator. So loading data using a read operator is just a temporary process. You can't further use the same data set in new process. If you want to use it for multiple times, you have to use import data option. And then what else is there? So this is done. This module is done. So within this, we have learned all the basic things. And the next one that we have is EDA and graphical representation. Before moving deep into that topic, let me just open the mind map of 360DigiTMG and show it to you what is there. Just give me a second. Okay, here's our mind map, which is regarding CRISP MLQ methodology, within which you have different steps included. We will talk about everything in RapidMiner Studio. So the next one that we have in our module of RapidMiner is EDA and data preprocessing. Before going into the third step, we have to first understand the business understanding and also the data understanding. After then, we have to move on to the data preparation. So what is business understanding? So within the first step, the business understanding, you have to record your business objective. What is your objective? What do you want to achieve from your project? And what are the constraints? And what is your success criteria? So based on the project, these will change. So in success criteria, again, you have three different types: business success criteria, ML success criteria, and economic success criteria. So based on the type of project, whether it is a data analytics project or data science project. Based on that, you will have different success criteria. If it is a data analytics project, you will have only business success criteria and economic success criteria. If it is a data science project, you will have these three different types of success criteria. And you have to represent the objective and constraint in only 2 to 3 words. And also when you are writing the objective and constraint, it is recommended for you to use the data optimization terms, that is minimize or maximize. So for suppose my objective is I have to maximize my sales or I have to minimize the manual intervention. So just like that, you have to mention your objective and constraint in 2 to 3 words. And later on, you have one important thing, which is project charter. Project charter is the first one which gets prepared on any project. Any project that you're working on, you have a project charter that is getting prepared. It is having a lot of details like what are the product characteristics, what is the project requirement, and what is the budget, and what are the key stakeholders, and what are the risks that you are about to face in that project. Those everything are present in the document called as project charter. So before moving into data preparation, that is EDA and data pre-processing, you have to first go through the 2 steps, that is business understanding, and the second one that we have is data understanding. So in data understanding again, you have data types and data collection. So data types again, you have multiple data types present. So before going into performing the 4 business movements and cleaning the data, first of all, you have to understand your data. That is data understanding, which means total how many columns are there in your data, how many records are there in your data, and each and every column, what is the data type for every column, whether it is continuous or discrete, if it is numerical or it is polynomial or it is date column, what is that you have to understand. So here you have different data types present. See, continuous, the data which can be represented in decimal and which makes sense. You can go through all of these things in 360DigiTMG mind map. Okay, so this is one of the mind map present. You can browse it and you can get this mind map and go through this. These are the different data types present. And after that, you also have to understand where did you get the data from? Whether did you receive from primary data sources, which means the data which is collected through surveys or through simulations or web scraping, all of these things, which is nothing but primary data sources. The data source or data which is already available, that is nothing but secondary data sources. So you have to understand whether your data source is coming from primary data source or secondary data source. This everything comes under data understanding. So business understanding is the first step that you have to do or that you have to understand. And later on, after knowing what is your project objective, what is your constraint, what is your success criteria, you have to get the data. And after that, you have to understand your data. Understanding the data means how many columns are there? What column is required for which purpose? Like what? The data description or column description for every column in your data. All of those things comes under data understanding. Once you are done with these 2 steps, then we can go to the third one, which is data preparation. Within the data preparation, again, you have exploratory data analysis and data cleansing and feature engineering. You already know the basics of everything. So what is exploratory data analysis? What is exploratory data analysis? Here, we will perform 4 business movements on the data. The first business movement, which is also called as measures of central tendency, and the second business movement, which is called as measures of dispersion, third business movement, which is skewness, and fourth business movement, which is kurtosis. Before moving deep into the topic of EDA, I'll just talk about the basic operators present in RapidMiner Studio. So it is 1:15. We will just discuss about EDA and data pre-processing in tomorrow's session, which is from 10 to 2. Right now, we will discuss the basic operators present in RapidMiner Studio. So now, I'm going to use the education dataset. So you can simply click on it and delete, or you can drag a rectangle and delete. Anything is fine. So now, I'm going to use education dataset. So education is a CSV file. So I'm going to use read CSV operator. I'm going to use read CSV operator. I'll double click on read CSV operator and I'm using education CSV file. I'll click on next. So now this is having serial number, work experience, and GMAT. Totally 3 columns are there. I don't want to change anything. I'll simply click on next. I don't want to format my columns. I'll simply click on finish. Now I got the dataset education. Now what I have to do, I have to execute the process. Before executing, I have to connect the output port to the response port. And I have to click on start or run or execute. Anything is fine. So totally I got 3 columns and 773 records. If you want to further get the data understanding, you have to go to statistics and understand the data. So all the 3 columns are integers only. There are no missing values present. And what is the minimum and maximum value? I can see it here. And now what? What are the basic operators present in RapidMiner Studio? So I want to perform all the calculations on only few columns. As I told, I have 3 columns, right? Now I want to perform specific thing on GMAT column. So how can I choose one column out of all the columns present in the data set? I have 3 columns totally. Out of 3 columns, how can I choose only one column? I can simply go for the operator, which is select attributes. I have used select attributes. I've searched for it in the search bar and I'm taking the select attributes over here and I'm going to execute the process. And I told you one thing, which is how many operators you use in the process. Everything needs to be connected with each other. If you don't connect it, for suppose, I'll take it separately. Now I will execute the process. I won't get the output because there is no input connection for this operator. So you have to make the input connection to this select attributes operator from the output of read CSV. So the output of the first operator will be the input to the second operator. After that, connect this to the response port. Now what? I want to choose GMAT column from the 3 columns present. How to choose it? We discussed before, there is a component present which is parameters, which is used to customize the operators. So I'm clicking on select attributes. Here, what attributes or columns that you want to include, you can just mention it here. So see here, I want to include the attributes, whether all or one. I want to include only one attribute. What is that? I want to include GMAT. You can select it from the drop down or type it. Anything is fine. So I have clicked on select attributes operator in the process. On the left side, I can get the parameters within which I can customize my attribute or operator. Now I'm going to choose the column which is GMAT from the 3 columns present in education dataset. Okay, so I'm going to choose GMAT column and I'm going to execute my process over here. So out of 3 columns, now I got only single column because I have used select attributes operator. So select attributes, what is the purpose of it? It is used to choose whatever the columns that you want to include or exclude. Guys, don't do that. Okay, what columns you want to include or exclude, you can choose it with the help of select attributes operator. And what is the other thing? Now I want to filter my data. So in order to filter my column GMAT, I can use the operator, which is filter examples. So you have one more operator present, which is filter examples. Just take that operator into the process. So now, in that also you can make the customizations using the parameters. Now what you want to filter? So now I want to filter, I want to get the records only who are having the GMAT scores about 700. So click on add filters on the right hand side. Now I want to filter the GMAT. The GMAT is not showing. Just let me delete and take it again. So filter examples, I'll give this as input. Now I'll choose here within this parameters, add filters. So GMAT will be automatically there because there is only one column present in my data set. because I have clicked on select attributes operator and I included only GMAT. Now GMAT score should be greater than 700. So this is my requirement. I want to filter the records. I want to get the records only that are having the GMAT scores above 700. Now I have given my requirement using the parameters of the filter examples operator and I'll click on OK. I'll click on OK. Okay, now I have added my parameter requirement. Now, in order to execute the process, you have to connect this to the response port. Connect this operator to the response port. After that, you have to execute the process. Execute the process. Before we got a lot of records, but now it is limited to only 511. Why? Because I have added a filter like the GMAT score should be above 700 only. So these are some basic operators that you can use. So the first one that we have is read operator, which you know in order to get your data like based on your file format. I want to load CSV file, which is education. So I have used read CSV operator. And the second operator that I've used is select attributes. In order to select only a single attribute out of multiple columns present in the data set, I can go for select attributes operator. And the third one that I have used is filter examples. If I want to add some condition to my column, any column in the data set, I can use this filter example. So I have added the filter. What is that filter? The GMAT score should be greater than 700. And after that, I executed this process and I got the output like there are totally 511 records which are having the GMAT scores above 700. So this is how you can use the basic operators here. And I will show you few others also. I will delete these two operators here. And I'm going to show you one more operator, that is sample. So there is one more operator present, which is sample. So what is the purpose of sample operator? So to see here, sample operator is also having the parameters. Now out of 700 records, I want to get only few records. So let me execute this CSV file first. It is having totally 770 records, but now I want to show only 500 records. I want to create a sample out of a population. We will talk about that later when we are talking about EDA and all. So sample, I want 500 records. Out of 773, I want 500 records and I'll execute the process. So the connection is missing. So I will make the connection here. So I want 500 records out of 773 and I'll execute the process. You can see here there are 3 columns and 500 records. So you can do whatever you want depending upon your requirement using different operators for different tasks. And also if you want to sort the data, you can use sort operator also. There is an operator sort. If you want to sort it, use the sort operator. Make the connection between sample and sort. And if you want to customize, you can customize it here using the parameter component. Sort. What do you want to sort? I want to sort the GMAT scores in descending order. I want to sort the data in which the GMAT score should be in descending order. Click on apply. Now give the connection to the response port and execute the process. So now if you observe, the GMAT scores are sorted in descending order. And 500 records are there because I have used sample operator. And if you want to get the aggregations like mean, median, mode, all of those we will discuss in tomorrow's session when we are talking about EDA, the movements, the first movement business decision and rest of it. The exploratory data analysis and data pre-processing, we'll talk about it in tomorrow's session. I hope this session is helpful for you. We will have tomorrow's session exactly at 10 o'clock, 10 to 2. We'll meet in tomorrow's session. Thank you, everybody.